the bear and bull market. So I'm going to start off by telling you a little about myself. So I play varsity volleyball. I've played since sophomore year. I have 3 varsity letters, and I am currently the varsity captain. I've been the class treasurer since freshman year. I've been elected every year, and I'm a member of the National Honor Society as well. So first, my research paper. Now, I focused on 2 main investment strategies, one conservative and one more aggressive. So the conservative investment strategy focused more on dividend reinvestment, which is basically a dividend is when you get paid by the company for holding a share in that company. So no matter the price of the stock, you get paid from that company. So like General Electric is every 3 months is given a dividend for the past 60 years. So reinvesting those dividends into more shares helps to solidify and eliminate risk in your portfolio. And also, as well as from the conservative side, I focus more on tax breaks as well. There's a lot of unique tax opportunities when investing in the stock market. Like back in the big crash in 2009, many investors sold their stocks for a loss in order to weigh that loss against their income, and it created a unique tax saving opportunity. So I focused a lot on that, and with the dividends, dividend stocks also tend to perform better in low markets because of the fact that even if their price is dropping, you're still getting paid as an investor. And now from the more aggressive standpoint, for like younger investors tend to be more aggressive. I focused on what's called low cap stocks, which are they're stocks that are generally traded 100 million per day, which is not a lot. $100 million worth per day, which is not a lot. And those stocks tend to kind of go up and down even within a day. But I looked at stocks that are generally easy to predict. For instance, there's a stock, Johnson Outdoors, which is an outdoor sporting goods company, and every year in April, they go up almost $5 and then drop back down in December. So many people have made money by investing in them right before they go up $5 in April. So that was the main aggressive strategy. And there's also penny stocks, which are just cheaper, low cap stocks, anything below $1. A main penny stock that I talked about was the Medical Marijuana Corporation, whose stock started at 20 cents in December and is now currently selling at 47 cents per share. So because it's 20 cents, you can purchase a lot more. So my project ideas, there was 2 main project ideas I had. One was to create a mock portfolio for an investor, and the other was to manage a mutual fund. A mutual fund is basically a collection of a bunch of different investments, including bonds, which are government sold, stocks, which are sold by private companies, and then there's various cash investments. The project I ultimately chose was to create a mock portfolio because I felt it was more practical. So let's talk about my fieldwork now. My fieldwork, I interviewed Kathleen Demarest. She's an ex-stockbroker at Morgan Stanley. She actually lives up the street from me. I talked to her mainly about why she chose investing as a career, because I'm going to be having to make that choice very soon. And she had a lot of insightful information for me. She told me that the main thing about being an investor is the trust. Your clients must trust you, and you must make decisions that gain their trust. So I felt like that was interesting and intriguing because there's a lot of opportunities in that, and that gaining somebody's trust is so important. So I also asked her why she left being a stockbroker, because now she runs her own business. And she said that as much as a thrill as it was, and as rewarding as it was to make money for people, help them retire, it's very stressful. Because when people lose money, they blame you. And people don't like to lose money. So she said that with the big crash in 2009, that's when she left, and she just couldn't take the stress. So she now owns her own business. So more field work. I'm currently enrolled in a stock market course here at East Long Meadow High School. And in that class, we have a unique opportunity to compete in what's called the stock market game, where we compete against classes across the state. So my team came in first in our class, but 6th in the entire state. There was 1,016 schools that competed. So I utilized investment strategies that I talked about in my paper, including Cabot Corporation was a very unique company. They're specialty chemicals. So we made 15% increase off of them. It was around $3,000. And Tupperware actually had a very big dividend come in right in the middle of the game. It was I think it was almost 30 cents per share. So that helped give us a boost into sixth place. We were in 12th before the dividend came. And then I also invested in a low cap company called Mentor Capital, which I also utilized in my project. So my project was an Excel spreadsheet. I made an Excel spreadsheet, and it was basically 3 months every day. I went in, I checked stock prices on Yahoo Finance, and I used both Yahoo Finance, Bing Finance, and the Gale InfoTrack system to research the different companies that I found, because there's a lot more that goes into investing than just numbers. Although yes, it depends on the price, and that's ultimately what you make money of. Investors are people, so the stock market depends on people. It has nothing to do with how well the company does. It has to do with how well people feel the company are doing. So every day I check newsreels and just to see if there was any unsettling information or if there was any company I should be looking at. So my three main companies was, the first one was Royal Bank of Scotland, which had a steady investment, dividend investment. The second was Mentor Capital, which was a low cap stock that I bought for $1.92, and then at the end of the game it sold for close to $7. And then Wendy's was my rock. It was my company that I knew wasn't going anywhere. So if all else failed, I would still have Wendy's, and that's a common conservative technique, is to buy a company you know is not going to go anywhere. So what I enjoyed the idea of making money. Even though it was not real money, it got me excited for my future and making money in the future and the unique opportunities I would have. The investigation of stocks was cool because it was almost like a puzzle, and I won some, I lose some. There were some bad decisions, there were some good decisions, but ultimately it was very enjoyable. And the interview was very unique. I've never, in all the rest of my fieldwork, was numbers, sitting in front of a computer all by myself. I got to talk to a person who experienced everything that I was experiencing, and it was really just a unique opportunity. This project changed my career. I was thinking about chemistry. I took AP Chem last year, but after doing this project, I declared a finance major, and I will be going to College of the Holy Cross in Worcester next year. Thank you. Any questions?
So what kind of drew you to this?
Well, I took the class because I needed the stock market class, because I needed to fill a block, and I was like, well, that sounds interesting. I've always been interested in money, and while I was in that class, I just fell in love with the idea of investing. So when Mr. Matt came to me and said, you can do this project on whatever you want, I was like, okay, I'll do it on investing. And he was like, that sounds like a great idea. So he helped me to think about my project and to think about making a portfolio. And when I started doing the portfolio, I just fell in love with the entire idea. I was like, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna keep this. And he was like, okay. So it was mainly the stock market class, because I really had no experience in it before I took that class.
You did a great.
I wanted to
Oh,
ask a
sorry.
Oh.
question.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Now, besides the education, is there any other certification that you could get to start now at a younger age, or do you have to have your bachelor's?
Well, actually, you can start investing at 18. So I could open an account on E-Trade, Scottrade, any online broker, and I could start investing myself because I'm 18. But I have to go through a broker, so I'd have to pay fees on every transaction. In order to become a actual stockbroker, in Massachusetts, there's 2 certifications, I believe. There's a national one, and then there's a separate one in Massachusetts. Forget their names. It's like a letter and a number. But because in my stock market class, we actually had Jerry Ferrantino, who graduated from here. He came in and talked to us about, and he's a stockbroker for, I want to say, I can't remember the name. I think it was like Merrill Lynch or something, but he's a stockbroker, and he has an office in Enfield, and so he told us about getting his certifications and what he needed. So, but yeah, to invest, you don't need anything. You just need to be 18 and have some money. But yeah. Any other questions?
You did a great job.
Thank you.
Really good.
Thank
I
you.
learned a lot.
I did.
Thank you.